Creaking is still here. My car's still not fixed. Alright, but we are going, whoa, around the Beltway. Here we go. And I've got automatic lane change without prompting turned back on because that was getting really annoying. I really wasn't able to figure out what was going on or how smart the car was. Whoa! Oh my gosh, that was a little frightening. Just totally overshot that corner. It's not like we haven't been here before. I'm sure lots and lots of Tesla drivers have been here before too. It limited me to 45. I'm gonna bump it up to 60. Is it signaling? No. Knew that lane was ending, but it didn't signal. It definitely should have been signaling there. We're on 2019.24.4. Okay. Here we go. It's making the lane change by itself, nice and quick. That's welcome. It doesn't always do that. And I've got the AutoPilot buddy on. It seems to be working well with the AutoPilot buddy without prompting me to touch the wheel, which is unusual in this version. This version's been really, really touchy. Now, usually it changes back to the right. I don't know why. Yeah, it's doing it, but is it actually going to do it? Nope. It decides against it. Always the same thing every single time. You think it would learn by now. And it's not because that car was there. It just has always done it. It's trying to go back to the right again. What the hell? It actually went back. Huh. No, that car next to me is like, what? What is this guy doing? It's not me, it's the computer. I would never do that. What's with all the needless lane changing? Now it'll probably try to change here, but do it too late. See, the line goes solid, and yeah, it's not going to do it. There's a nice fresh crash attenuator there. If you look in previous videos, you can see that thing all beat up. It's had a lot of impacts. You know, I noticed that they take a while to replace these crash attenuators. You'd think they'd get to it like immediately and have a whole bunch lined up, because they really do work, and I'm sure they save lives. You know, that crash in California about a year or so ago, year and a half ago with the Model X, someone crashed into that area where the attenuator is supposed to be, and it wasn't complete. It was already compromised from a previous crash. This one up here is still compromised. Hopefully we won't hit it. Let's see, we're going to the left. That's good. But you can see it's been that way for weeks and weeks now. Now we got to move over to the left, but it's probably not going to signal for the actual move over lane change right now, but it will signal to make a double lane change. That's what it's actually going to signal for right now. There's a van there, but it's going to sneak. That's not a van, it's a Corolla. It's going to sneak in, snuck in. Alright, let me bump up some speed here. I don't know if it'll make that past this van or not. Usually it doesn't really, it's not real sensitive to other cars around me. If they slow down a few miles an hour, 5, 6, 7 miles an hour, like is happening almost right now, it doesn't do anything. It just sits behind them. This is the boring part. Crossing under Falls Road here. We're on 270 in Maryland, approaching the Beltway, DC Beltway 495. We're heading south. Maybe my AutoPilot buddy just wasn't on correctly previously on this version of AutoPilot, because, you know, I made a video on this version of AutoPilot saying how overly sensitive it is to touching the wheel, and how I got locked out, I think, on the last time I did this DC Beltway route. It may have been that this AutoPilot buddy right here wasn't on correctly. I don't know. You can see it on there now. Alright, we're losing the line on the left. It's getting a little bit unstable, but not. Still get the line on the right, so we're doing well. Overall, we're doing well. Whoa, that car's coming over quickly. We're gonna have to get over to the right pretty soon, and we're in the express lanes, and we're gonna have to go. The road splits. There's actually a fork in the road up here. If you're not familiar with this playlist, and if you aren't, you want to see some more versions of how it does, just look back in this playlist. I've got a car on my right, back in the blind spot. I don't see it on the screen. Now I see it on the screen. I don't know if the car knows it's there or not, if it's not on the screen. It doesn't show much in the blind spot areas until something's right up on top of you. So I kind of wonder what the computer knows. Alright, it's saying we're going to signal soon. Upcoming lane change to the right is what that big blue rectangle is on the top. Alright, someone is there, and they are approaching. It knows it. You can see. They're slowing down, but my computer's still up. No, there it is. They flashed me. Oh, whoa, whoa, that's weird. Oh my gosh. What do you think of that move? They flashed me. I don't know if it freaked the computer out or what, but then it went after that. Interesting. I might make a little video just about that, the flash to pass thing. Take a clip out of this. So if people search that up, you can find it. Alright, gotta go to the right. It's slowing down, it's being a little cautious. And we're set at 63, but the car in front of me is what's slowing us down. There isn't that much traffic right now, but it looks like we will be hitting some traffic after we get off the spur. It's called the spur. Before we hit, after we get off the spur onto the Beltway is going to have some traffic. It's being a little unstable here. I don't know if it's reacting to the car in front of me or what. A lot of times there's traffic through this area, so we're fortunate today we don't have to get into that. Looks like we will get to some traffic right here as we're getting onto the Beltway. The spur is ending now. They put us saying, oh yeah, look at this. It's a panic stop. Whoa, are we gonna stop? Whoa! Okay, I saw it. You saw it too, right? But the car didn't see it with as much time as we did. So there's definitely a delayed reaction time there. I did not hit the brakes. I let the car do the whole thing by itself. I was about to hit the brakes. My foot was there, but I didn't need to do it. What do you think of that? Let me know in the comments. But this is something I've noticed all along. For some reason, the vision of the cameras doesn't seem like it goes down far enough, and humans can see further down the road, which I don't know if I would expect that. I would have figured they would have had that part of it figured out by now. But apparently not. That was a big van. They left a big van in front of us. It's not like it was a little car or a motorcycle or something. It's a big wall of metal. But it's got so many things to decide. I mean, the whole phantom braking issue. If you've seen the playlist I have for phantom braking, that's a whole issue. That's a whole thing. So it's got to be able to make decisions as whether it's some phantom thing or something real. There was another Tesla driver to my left. You see it back in there? I think they were looking at me, watching me record. I don't know. We've got looks like an older Model S. I don't know if that's an AutoPilot 2 equipped vehicle. It may not even be AutoPilot 1. Now at some point up here soon, we're going to have to change lanes to the right. That usually doesn't happen until right after we get up to this River Road bridge. Or right before it sometimes. I don't think there's an accident. I think this is just regular traffic. They're cruising with the windows down, that Lexus, 92 degrees outside. I guess they like the heat. I've got my air conditioning on 68. I've also noticed in my comments, and if you made a comment, thank you, that there aren't as many people freaking out, basically saying that